This question is: at what point during the filming, that you guys knew you were making like this epic film that was going to be a blockbuster or even sequels? At any time during the filming or the making of the film, did you know you were on some hot properties?
Somebody's had a couple of Yingling.
It's beer.
It's a Pennsylvania beer. You gotta be from Pennsylvania, lady. Like me, but I'm from, the good side. Don't start. I have them ready. They are in line. They have filled out internet forms. They're ready to... May I answer this one a little bit? Did you know, while we were filming back, the first one,
Yeah.
did you know, this thing is good?
I didn't know it was going to be this good. I felt, I had a certain feeling about it that it's going to be consequential. But in no way did I imagine it just goes on and on and on and on and on. Which is fabulous, by the way. I mean, the film has meant so much to so many people in kind of an astounding way. It's like, I feel some people say how they started, how it made their life growing up. And I thought, wow, respecting the film, but I mean, what kind of situation that people grow up in where the film has such a huge meaning for them? And because I've never gotten reactions like that in anything else I've been in to that extent. So I thought that was, where were we?
Sorry, yeah. I won't get into it, but as everyone mostly knows in lore, the movie making changed when the cast changed and Michael J. Fox came in. The movie, I thought that we all have high hopes for the movie. We all have high hopes, but I didn't know anything because I didn't know much about movie making. I was just doing my best. And yet something seemed to be wrong. Of course, I thought that was me. But we changed the movie. Michael J. Fox was coming on. And the filmmakers, the producers, everybody says, we're doing this because this is going to be a great movie. And we can't abandon this movie because what's happening on screen is just really great. So we have to sort of fix the things that we think are wrong about it and put it up there. But still, you don't know. You don't know. A friend of mine, there's a Walla group. You know the things in movies where people are talking at a party, and it's called a Walla group, and you go to a studio and literally watch the movie. And when a friend of mine is the tow truck driver's voice pulling George McFly's car into the driveway when I'm, saying, hey, I spilled my beer all over when the car drove into me. Anyway, so it's called a Walla group. And you watch the whole movie, and you're filling with party things, and you're doing all sorts of different voices for the movie. My friend calls me and says, this thing is fantastic. This movie is fantastic. Wow, great. Yeah, and then it came out with, Steven was on the cover of Time magazine. Time magazine said, this is a classic for all time. You got to see this. And it was a great shock that it was that big. That it was that big. You remember how films would have legs. Not so much now, but it would be in a theater, and then it was the very beginning of VCRs and VHSs and things. So it would run in the movie theater as long as it could when people were going to the movie. And then finally kind of taper off, and then you think about VHS collection stuff. The Back to the Future was in theaters for a year because people just kept coming to it over and over. And it was the first one of those early movies where then VHS comes, so people are taking great, I've seen it 364 times. He's seen it 675 times. And people taking pride in that. So it just got out of hand, as here we are. I mean, Leah and I, last year, 2020, we were in Tokyo, and everyone's going crazy, and we're staring at each other going, hey, Leah, we're in Tokyo, Japan in 2024. So yeah, it gets it went crazy.
I remembered what I was going to say. I was in the drama department with Crispin Glover in high school.
Ah.
That was what I was going to say.
Wow.
Anyway, I was so, and I remember the movie was at the Avco Cinema in Westwood for 9 months. I was so nervous about being in a movie. I'd starred in a lot of television series and episodics and movies of the week, and I'd been in opera and different things, but I'd never done a movie before. And in my head, I was really too self-critical, but in my head I was thinking, if I do a bad job, it's not like it's on television and then over with. I was forgetting about residuals. It's like, it's gonna be noon, 2, 4, 6, 8. And so I told my mom before it came out, I said, we have to move to Africa. She's like, why? I said, because I don't want to be around when the movie comes out. What if I'm bad? I guess that's self-centered because I knew everyone else was going to be brilliant. But it's Back to the Future affects every single day of my life in such a beautiful, anointed way. The people online are so kind and loving and generous. It's like this huge worldwide family with one major thing in common. And in terms of what you said, Chris, I met a rocket scientist who became a rocket scientist because of Doc. And I mean, I've met neuroscientists who said the same thing, and it's affected. I could go on and on about the beautiful things that people have told me about how it affected their lives.
So many mafia kingpins have come to me. And thank you for inspiring them. I would have never thought to loan people money and then beat them up and then have to pay it back. But I thank you from my heart. I go, yes, sure, Rocco, anytime.
Let's get some questions from the